The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
And then I was angry at myself because I forgot to do one thing, and I was like, I'm totally thrown off my entire schedule, and now I have to wake up even earlier. So this is my job, Scott. I just want you to know. I hope so. Dang it. Oh my goodness. The way you made me feel. We were at over 100 viewers, and I accidentally said Instagram, and we went down to 50 viewers, and you're like, thanks, that's your fault. You did that. You're supposed to say, and then people started commenting. No, you have to say IG, FB, YT. I'm like, and I'm not allowed to have a mimosa, so I started saying, hey Scott, I'm gonna get an MIM. Yeah, I know. What? Can the TikTok AI bots freaking spell too? Like, really throw me off. So, anyways, and then he says that you can't have any branded drinks on live, yet I'm walking out with my champagne glass and I see the gimbal go from me to immediately away from me because I'm double fisting mimosa.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios, it's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting, the good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime.
That's right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting and the podcast where everything unfolds. You can connect with us. All of our social media links, all of our links are on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. Follow us on the TikTok where we go live at the Disney parks or Orlando theme parks every Wednesday at about 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can watch us record the entire episode live. You get all the news that's breaking first. And we've got some big news today that only our Patreon members are going to hear early. You're going to see it at the beginning, or you're going to hear it on Sunday, but they'll already know. Anyway, my name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, my amazing cast of characters, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
I'm sorry for talking before you introduced me, Mr. Scott.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello. Our
emotional support gay, Nick.
It's me. I'm a gay.
And our producer, Alex.
Oh no, I forgot to hit record.
So, this is weird. For 3 weeks in a row, we will have been talking about Valentine's Day because I do have something I need to tell you guys about what happened on Valentine's Day.
It's the month that's okay.
Well, it's almost the month of divorce, but
can you wait until after the vacation?
I know, man.
Please.
We're so close, Nick. We're so close. Yeah.
I want that commission. Don't care about you.
Thanks. Buddy. So if you remember last week, I told you that my wife said we don't have to gift for our anniversary or Valentine's Day. And I was bragging. I was like, what a win. This is great.
Absolutely.
Because we've got this big vacation coming up. So that was the thing. I thought that Chris, you were right. It was a trap.
It always is.
It was definitely a trap. So I had a magical day with Lewis, Sarah, and Darren at Hollywood Studios. Where we streamed on the TikTok, had a lot of fun, and that was Valentine's Day.
You stream on TikTok?
Once in a while, not often though.
Not to watch it,
just every day. So then I get home, Chris, and on the table is a Valentine's bag from Rachel to me, and I stopped. I stood in my tracks and stopped. And I said, I thought we weren't doing anything. I literally don't have anything. I said, I've got stuff for you for Friday, our anniversary, but I don't have anything right now.
I was like, I remember you telling us that you had something, but.
For our anniversary. Oh, yeah, I did real good for our anniversary. Not for Valentine's Day. Didn't get anything. Nothing. Not even a card. Not even a homemade card. Not even in a homemade envelope. Nothing. So what do I do? How do I get out of this situation? Because I'm screwed, right? There's zero time. the final buzzer has sounded. The game is now over. There's nothing I can do. I do what any man does to get out of trouble. I start crying. I start, the waterworks. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a bad husband. And she immediately takes the bag off the table and she goes, no, I'm sorry. This is for our anniversary. And like runs into the other room and puts it away.
Wow.
So as soon as she turns, I'm in tears. Then I'm just the big old grin because it worked.
The Jim Halpert just looking at the camera, smiling.
Exactly. But this is life hack. You want to get out of trouble with your wife? Just start crying.
That's I'm writing that down. Think that'll happen.
You should.
Do you think that works when with the newborn?
Don't write that down, Chris.
No.
Don't write that down. Does not work.
What if you have a husband, Scott? Too. This is
okay. Here's the thing. So I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, okay, how does my wife get it? I mean, not that she's ever in trouble, but there are times when I get a little bit irritated with her, a little bit frustrated. How does she get out of that? She spreads her legs, and then all is forgiven. Sarah, if you do anything that screws up, the laundry doesn't get done, or so you do something.
Never.
Well, because you've been laying on it watching Disney Plus.
Right. But if that were to happen, yeah, that's exactly what you have to do.
See? So to get out of trouble, the women, they give their men sex. For men to get out of trouble, we cry. Then the argument's over. I'm telling you, do it. It will work.
Nick, I think I'm really mad at you right now. You really offended me earlier.
I think, yeah. I feel like we just fight and then we're like, okay, let's fuck now.
Yeah, Nick, I'm really angry with you.
I'm so angry. Let's get angry together.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just make up already.
Let's do it.
All right.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Scott, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know what just happened.
I was just trying to get some free. Anyway, do we have different methods other than crying to get out of things when we're in a sticky situation with our significant other?
I have so many roses. People think I'm a horticulturist here at the house because of how many times I'm buying my wife roses.
Yeah. So flowers are really good. Flowers are good in any situation. Nick, do you like flowers?
No, we bought Piper some for Valentine's this year, and she absolutely loved them. It was super cute.
So now
for
you like
that.
flowers.
And I'm like, no, I like them, but like,
yeah.
I just get annoyed with them because I'm like, they're cute for like a day, and then they start dying, and then you're just reminded that it's just dying.
Yeah, I know, it's such a waste of money.
Yeah.
Alex, cut that. So what I start doing when Emily is is upset with me, is I just start doing things that she has no idea how to do. Like I'll change the furnace air filter, right? And or I'll do an oil change on her car or something like that, even if it doesn't need one, right? Even if it doesn't need one, because she's like, oh, how was I ever going to be able to get this oil change in my car? I'll take it I'll take it around the block. I'll take it down to the office for a little bit, and then I'll just bring it back and say I gave it a tune up, stuff like that. And it's stuff like, wow, like you saved my life. Like this car was going to break down on me, and I just parked it in there and played Angry Birds for a little bit. But you bring it home, and then changing the air furnace filter when you have a house, it's totally different because you just start doing these things around the house. You change your light bulb that they can't reach. Vacuum. You vacuum. Vacuum's a big one.
But do you
vacuuming?
But when you do it, do you make sure that she's watching?
Oh, we have a Dyson that's relatively quiet, and we have a plug-in vacuum that's really loud. So if she's downstairs, I'm using the plug-in vacuum to make sure she can hear it like rolling over the hardwood floors, banging. So and then yeah, of course. Come on,
Nick, 100%. My wife will text me when she's on her way home, and I've got the Find My Friends app. And so I'll see, and I'll time out my finishing of the dishes. Oh, yeah. Like I'll make sure that there are 2 dishes left when she walks in the door.
Oh yeah. You set the motion alert on your Ring doorbell to make sure when she pulls up, you can just walk right over, right over. You give yourself some time and just start washing that last dish.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll leave 1 or 2 dishes just sitting there. I may have done it hours ago, but I got to leave those last 2 so she knows that I did it. Because then, Chris, if I say I did the dishes,
you don't get anything.
Then it's like, oh, do you want a parade?
Yeah, you don't get anything in return. They're like, cool.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, Nick, so if we screw up, we either cry or give roses. What do gay couples do when they
just
screw
give
up?
high fives?
Yeah, just a
We
pat on the
just
ass.
go straight to the
We do.
sex. So.
Just straight to it.
Just
Straight to
angry
it.
sex, both of you. No, I mean, for us now, for me and Sean at least, so my 2 tricks are to go out and pick up Starbucks. He has Starbucks for the next day.
Oh.
So I prepare ahead
How
of
do you
time.
do that? How do you have it for the next day, though?
We only do cold, like, iced Americanos
So
and stuff
do-
like that. So we just tell them,
okay,
like,
makes
get an
sense.
iced Americano, but take out the ice afterwards.
I see. I see.
So it's not just sitting in water.
I gotcha.
So that's one go-to, as well as desserts. We will DoorDash cake. We've done it multiple times. But desserts is always the secret to our hearts.
Interesting. Okay. Now, Sarah, what do you like done for you if Lewis screws up, and what do you do?
Yeah, keep it PG-13 though.
He brings
Right.
me to Chili's. I swear that that's happened more than once. He's like, "Do you want to go to Chili's?" Because he knows I'm gonna go and drink a lot of margaritas, and we're gonna end up at Costco anyway. So it's fine. It works out for both of us. But he does do the dishes, which he knows I absolutely hate. I will do anything in the house, but I hate doing the dishes. So he's a good man for that.
Okay. What do you do when you're in trouble?
Me in trouble? What are you talking about, Scott?
She's an angel.
I know. I can't. If you ever did something wrong, Sarah, first of all, I don't know. Hey, I think you have it in you, but if you ever did, I feel like you would like burst into flames. Like I don't think.
Whoa.
I just don't think it's possible.
Well, we don't talk about me and flames. They don't go. They don't go together.
Alex, don't.
That's not what I say. Oh my God.
Oh. No.
Yeah, I just don't think you have it in you. I feel like you're like a good little Amish girl.
I have
Like the
my
Amish don't do anything
moments.
wrong.
I have my moments where I am a pain in the ass, truly. But I have a saint of a husband. I really do. And I just say I'm sorry. And he's always like, it's okay. I understand. Really, that there's nothing. I just apologize. But if I have to, I would spread my legs. So yes, I think that's the answer that's most accurate.
There you go. Chris, it's funny that you bring up the Amish. So, Chris and I have been we found kind of our niche on TikTok Live where we go on together and we interview interesting people. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next segment. But speaking of interesting people, I've never seen Sarah run so fast. We're like we're live on TikTok at Epcot today, right? And like she's at a drink cart and I'm like all the way across the path and she's telling me something. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. And she runs. She's running. She's sprinting, Chris. And she whispers in my ear and she goes, "Look, it's Chris's people, Jebediah."
I was maybe a little bit or a lot intoxicated, and I saw the bonnet and I was like, yes, this is my moment. So I did. I don't know if you noticed, Chris, but the picture that I sent you has half of Darren in it. So that
I have to relook at it. I did not see that.
That was me trying to and I think he actually put his thumb up and everything. Like I was actually taking a picture of him, but no, I was trying to get the bonnet behind him. So just so I could show you that Jedediah is here.
Yeah. We've run into kind of some interesting things while we've been streaming at the park. So last week we were on Star Tours and someone came up to us and said, "Look, we're watching you." And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Then we ran into Mary. And then today we met a family at Soarin'. And they were like, "Oh, can you put us on the TikTok?" I was like, "Well, sure." I try to avoid showing people unless they are okay with it. It's like, yeah. And we did a whole interview with them at Soarin'. And then we're online for the land. And I hear, "Is that the No New Friends podcast?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And it was what's
We're
that?
famous now?
Not well, yes, because on several occasions there are people that I will pass and they're like, "Oh, we're watching." So like a little bit famous, but the person behind me in the land he started Real Laughs with James Yan and Miguel Colon. His name is Devin Siebold, and he just happened to be in the park and recognized that it was us, and thought it was really awesome. Cool. It was, it was fun.
Why would you watch a live stream of Epcot while you're in Epcot? That's what I don't understand.
Kind of psychopath move
to find Scott.
Yeah. Like, are they trying to find this random guy and just be like, who are you?
Maybe they're trying to look ahead to see what different lines are like. I don't know. Why are we questioning it?
It's if only there was an app for that. You didn't have to scroll and watch people's lives and comment how long the waits are. Section.
If only they worked if only these people worked with a travel advisor who could show them the My Disney Experience app shows you exactly how long the wait times are.
Okay, this is probably what happens. Is little Susie or whatever is waiting for her dad to get a beer, and she opens up her phone, opens up the TikTok, and is scrolling through, and then sees this live pop up of Epcot, and she's like, oh, I'm at Epcot, and then starts watching, and then the family starts watching, and then it just becomes a thing because it's cool to be in the same place at the same time as someone that is streaming that you think is famous. We're not.
So can I be honest? I kind of tuned you out there because all I focused on was the beginning part of that paragraph where you said little Susie, and I just noticed that why did you go straight towards the little kid, Scott?
Well, like it's probably a middle school kid watching the TikTok, maybe high school. There's been some families. I mean,
yeah. The funniest joke you said on stream today was that you said you don't like to put younger people on your stream without consent.
Yes, I did say that.
Yeah, I mean, you like to exploit anything for likes.
You're not wrong. We drank a lot of the gross sodas from Club Cool just for reactions. And that was one of our peak moments. Definitely viewers shot up a little bit during that time. I sense the transition. So before our big announcement, I just kind of wanted to tell everyone how something that we did on the podcast kind of came full circle to me the other day. Okay.
So I've been training one of my now drivers. He passed. Congratulations to him to become a CDL driver. And we take him to the testing site. He passed the test. We come back. We come back to my office, and I'm printing out all this paperwork for him to go to the DMV to get his license. And it's a big packet of stuff. A lot of 3, 4, 5 different pieces of paper with his little license and with his little permit and stuff like that. So it's little stuff too. So I said, I'll be right back. Let me go grab you something to put this in. So I go into my office and I'm going through all the drawers, and I'll be damned, no envelopes.
Uh-oh.
But wow. I look to my left, and there's a piece of printer paper there. So I channeled my inner Alex's friend Gary, brother-in-law Gary, and I had to make an envelope.
Nice.
I did a handmade envelope. Actually, Alex did send us a picture of his handmade envelope. Wasn't that impressive? Like, I really thought it would look like a real envelope. It just looked like a folded piece of paper. Like, it was not that
like rounded corners on it.
No, I put a little glue stick on mine to make it like I licked the thing and everything, and to enclose it. Mine looked official. Mine looked like USPS official. Anyway, thank you, Alex, for the inspiration.
You're welcome.
Anyway, okay, we've got a big announcement coming up right now. Okay, and if you're listening to this, our Patreon members already know this announcement because we showed them a promo video. You're just going to hear my voice tell you what it is. All right. So the big announcement is starting, I guess, next week, right?
Starting next week already.
Yeah. So when you're hearing this, starting this Wednesday, After Dark is coming back. NNF After Dark will be back, but it's going to be exclusive to YouTube. You won't be able to hear it on Spotify or Apple or anything else. Robert in chat says, shit, we need poppers.
Yep.
So it'll be exclusive on YouTube. We'll be live on YouTube for NNF After Dark, and then it'll remain up on YouTube. But that's right. It is coming back by popular demand.
Hard.
What's that?
And it's coming hard.
Well,
or
it
gentle,
is coming hard.
However, yeah.
Lots of poppers needed. So anyway, we're super excited about that NNF After Dark this Wednesday, only on YouTube. So Chris, you and I started this whole TikTok live thing, and we got to meet some pretty incredible people.
Yeah. oh man, incredible is a strong word. Some incredible people. Yeah, some incredible people.
Interesting.
Some very interesting. Interesting is also a strong word. I'd say like bottom of the barrel scum, as well as really interesting people. There's some weird people on the internet.
It started. We were just letting random people in, and we were just going to kind of goof on them a little bit because the TikTok expert, he was definitely a piece. Let me tell you something.
You called him a TikTok. I think that's the only person who's ever called him a TikTok expert.
Right. I've never heard someone interrupt someone as much as I heard him.
Not since like 3 months ago.
I don't know. He may take the cake.
He might. So, I don't know though. This will be close.
Yeah. He was great. And then Alicia, Energetic Life Healing, she came on.
Yeah. She's always great.
Super sweet.
Yeah.
And
Wise
then,
man says, God, I hated that man. Yeah, he was bad. He was bad.
Then we had the host of Part of Your Pod, which Disney and Broadway intersect.
Super cool. Yeah.
Super
Not about
super
sex
nice
at
lady.
all. Yeah.
What?
Not about sex at all.
No. Sex.
Oh, intersects.
Intersects.
My intersex is totally different than your intersex.
Yes. Then
Anyway.
we had the cartel guy. The cartel guy.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if this was just me or not. When a username that said your neighborhood or your local cartel, Mexican cartel, did not expect to hear a Caucasian Southern accent.
Right. At one point we thought maybe he was Ryan's boss.
Yeah. Same exact life. If Ryan wrote a biography, it would be the same exact thing as this guy. Like it's the same exact thing. Yeah.
Very similar.
Works on cars, lives in North Carolina. That's about it.
This guy is 22 years old, has full custody of his youngest sister. Hung out with Peyton List, like was best friends with Peyton List. And I was like, can we get her on the podcast? He's like, oh, you're gonna have to talk to her people. I'm like, okay.
I thought you were her people, man.
Yeah. Then who was after him? Then we had the snake handler.
Oh yeah, Snake Lady. She was awesome.
You've made it in like talk show when you have reptiles or strange animals on your show, and we had reptiles. We had a snake, 2 snakes, a bearded dragon, a couple of other things. So that was.
She lived in a zoo.
She did live in a zoo. Yeah. Was it just okay? I was trying to end the conversation when her husband came home. I'm like, I don't feel like this is going to go well.
Yeah, this is weird, but he was all for it. He took me by surprise because he comes home and was like, oh man, he looks over and then she's talking to 2 guys holding her snake on camera. I'm like, I don't know if this is a good look. And he was like, no, he's all for it. He's like, oh, you on the TikTok, huh? And I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's all good.
I thought she was going to get beat right in front of her eyes.
He looked like a beater.
Yeah. But super nice couple. Super nice couple. Yeah.
It was what, same. Sunday night or Saturday night?
Well, I can't keep up because you keep sending me the most random ass people to be watching.
Yeah,
on TikTok.
No, it's like
it was Monday night.
And it's messing with my algorithms, and I can't.
Yeah, Scott is spamming most of my my new algorithm. It used to be all thirst traps, and now it is now it's like TikTok experts and stuff. It's like I'm now all my algorithm is just TikTokers telling me how to grow my TikTok. Like I don't want to watch you. I'm on here to mindlessly scroll. I don't want to learn. Boomer, like Scott.
And then who else? One more, right? Oh, the hospice nurse. Right?
Oh, the hospice nurse. So we had a hospice nurse on, and she was eating.
It was like Hot Mama 14, and
it was It was sexy something.
Sexy Mama 14.
Something. Yeah. And she's like talking, and then she made a death joke, and it was very funny.
Yeah,
I was afraid to laugh at first.
I was like, wow,
that's a joke,
nurse,
guys.
That's a tough job. And she goes, I'm dying here.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, but I didn't want to laugh,
Yeah, I know. I was very uncomfortable to laugh. Her husband didn't feel uncomfortable at all. He was screaming in the background. In Spanish. We needed Lewis. Yeah, no idea what he was saying. But between the chewing of the food and then him screaming, I was just like, oh, we have someone in the waiting room, and kicked her out. Then I was like, oh, man,
the reality was I was in big trouble for not having done the dishes yet.
Oh, that is actually also true. Then a couple of days before that, I did a live stream where I was attempting to fix something, and we had a gentleman on, and I had this half-hour long conversation with him about how I was Amish. Well, no. I didn't tell him that I was Amish. Because I was using a phone, but I had Amish roots, so I respect my Amish roots. And
so you couldn't drink.
I couldn't drink. I let mulled wine touch my lips, but I have never swallowed. I have never, except for Obama, never inhaled.
Except for me.
No, that's different. That's different. Oh, yeah.
Clinton never inhaled.
It was Obama, dude. Trust me, Clinton inhaled a lot, hell of a lot. So anyway, we have anyway, what I'm trying to say is we have a lot of fun on these streams. So if you are afraid of TikTok and you're afraid they're going to steal your information, it's totally worth it. Like, let them steal it, let them take it, because I just kind of at this point, it's like, you know what? China can have everything of mine. I use all their stuff anyway.
Fun. Yeah, I'm having way too much fun. China can have it.
Yeah, I use all their stuff anyway. I eat all their food. It's like, you know what? Take my social, take 10% of my income. I don't even care at this point. And Scott's gets like 25% of his income because most of it's being spent on TikTok.
You are so obsessed with TikTok and the fact that you completely skipped over something, and I need you guys to move out of the way. I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
All right, so I've been talking about this app that teenagers use for a while now. Can we back up? So, Scott, you mentioned that you are at Hollywood Studios.
Yes, last week. Yep.
Yeah. And you saw somebody there. Who was that person again?
Someone who was watching us on Star Tours.
No, I think it was after that. I think it was a former co-host, maybe. Mary?
Craig Brooks?
Mary? Was Mary there?
I think she was there.
Mary was there. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like?
That's cool. So, moving on. So, yeah, what was that like?
A little awkward.
You know what was really awkward was that you still felt like you had like total control over, like creative control over her.
I did.
As soon as she's on the camera, you're like, dance.
I said dance again.
Yeah, and she did, and she fell right in line.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the exploiting. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very exploitative. Yeah, it was very.
I'm just so glad I wasn't the exploited one. This whole time.
You know what? Let's talk about the email. I want to talk about the email.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to talk about the email.
Let's do it.
From our friend Jack.
Yeah, we got it. First it was Jane, changed the name to Jack.
Jane.
Oh, Jane.
Yeah, so that day,
it was Jane, then Jack.
Yeah, that day we get an email, an angry email, which, listen, I love me some angry emails. I don't want an email saying you changed my life. I laugh at you all the time. I know that already, right? We know. Mm. What I don't know.
That's why we're bringing After Dark back.
Yeah. What I don't know is that when we offend someone, that's why even on DizHiz, I'm like, hey, if you have something really hurtful or harmful to say, please email it to us. Love to read it. So if you guys are listening at home and feel that way, please. I think so. This person in short said that said basically called the kettle black by saying we have topics on the show that can be inappropriate and shouldn't be said. And it's like, if you don't, I guess what it really comes down to, because I was really thinking about this. And if any of our topics ever offend you, if we say something and you're like, oh man, that really hurts me, just fuck off. I was really thinking hard about that, and that's really the consensus of it. This is a comedy podcast, and we're going to say whatever we want to an extent, and to make you guys laugh. And if you don't laugh, then you should just like read a book or something. Like, I think that should be your hobby. Read a book. Don't listen to a podcast. Fly a kite. Go touch grass. I don't know. Just don't listen to. Just try. Maybe comedy's not for you. Maybe open a morgue.
Here's the thing. If we're offending you, don't be on here. Don't listen.
Nah.
Many
other podcasts. Listen to NPR.
If you like the sound of our voice, you can watch our TikToks. They're not offensive.
No, never. You can't. We tried.
We push the envelope here a little bit. Here's the thing that really pissed me off is when I got accused of exploiting women for views, followers, listeners, subscribers, whatever. And that's bullshit. You know, I completely disagree with that statement. It was a troll. And they're talking about the stream on TikTok, and this was a troll. We figured out who it was, and it was just, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, I was pissed off because, you know, Sarah and Lewis are my friends, and that's not the characters that we play. You know, that's not the character that Sarah plays. That's not the character that I play with Sarah, where I'm exploiting her. And I was like, wait a second. I showed her a lot because she was wearing this really cool,
like the most innocent thing ever.
Yeah, this really cool vintage Disney shirt, bell bottoms. Her hair looked amazing, and
she looked amazing.
She was very popular with the women during that stream, and I was like, I'm going to show more of Sarah, not to exploit her. I mean, today Lewis got the attention. Everybody was like, yes, Viva Puerto Rico. And so I showed Lewis as much as possible, but it wasn't necessarily exploiting. She does always look amazing. I'm Lewis, not other Ryan. It's not necessarily I'm doing it disrespectfully. Look, if you want to subscribe, if you want to follow us. I don't need to do anything like super cheap. Yes, I'll do some funny things and all that, but I'm not going to degrade any one of my friends or any one of my co-hosts just to get some views. I may push someone into a fountain, but that's okay. It was consensual.
It's for content. Yeah.
Sarah, what were your thoughts on this?
Well, as soon as
because we really haven't talked about it.
No, as soon as I saw the email, I was angry because I did not feel exploited. And then I didn't know who it was. And I was kind of with Chris where I was like, I want to send them an email back. And it was so innocent. The email address too was like so sweet. And I was like, maybe it's just an older lady or, Karen or something. That's really what I thought. And I wanted to be like, thanks for your opinion, but I don't feel exploited, you know? And then Lewis even asked me, he goes, do you feel uncomfortable? And I said, no, not at all. I really felt like everybody kept commenting on my outfit. And so that's why you kept showing me. And I even said, thanks guys, I don't take compliments very well, but you know, here's my outfit. That's kind of what I do on the side is I sell clothes. I should probably show them off, you know? So I didn't feel that way at all. And then, you know, come to find out it wasn't about me at all. Like I thought it was. Yeah. Not everything's about me, guys.
Yeah. Ryan in the chat brings up a good point. The person who emailed probably just upset because he had a cruel summer.
Right. Very long, cruel summer.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, I love feedback. Positive or negative. And if it's like real feedback, I'll take it. I'll listen to it. And then at that point I'll choose what to do with it. If it's about me and how I talk to a co-host, we'll have that discussion off air to say, hey, is this how you feel? If that's not how they feel, then everybody else can go fuck themselves because, you know, I care about the people that I care about. And, you know, that's that.
Also, you know, the email was weak itself because, like, if you find what we are talking about offensive or it offends you, offend us back. Like, please just be very offensive. Don't just say you hurt my feelings. That's lame. I don't know. It just wasn't even interesting to read. So I even emailed back trying to spice it up a little bit and they just kept backing down. I was really disappointed that the person that we were emailing just was just playing the dumb card instead of, reacting. I really wanted a reaction because I love the tea, guys. I love the tea.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that they emailed about the stream at Disney World.
Right.
Like it wasn't even an episode of the show where we say everything offensive.
Yeah.
we say everything offensive on the show and they were like, we don't like your Disney stream. What? Are you kidding me?
Right. Look, this was a coward of a human being. Someone that I no longer want or need in my life that was just trying to mess with me.
You know who it is? I'm just kidding.
We know who
we all know who it is. That's the funny part about it.
And honestly, the person is a child. a child that like this is what they resort to. And I can't even believe I'm giving them the time of day talking about this right now, but I think it's funny. Just how stupid it is. And, you know, we move on. And, you know, anyway, Sarah, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you don't feel uncomfortable. And I know that if there was anything that I did on a stream to make anybody feel uncomfortable, you guys would tell me, hey, maybe not. Which is also why I try not to drink alcohol in stream.
I mean, I plan to exploit myself when I'm live streaming from a cruise ship.
Done. So. Yeah, done. But that's consensual. Yeah. You know, it's done with consent.
And I'll have my OnlyFans turn on too, so we have the after hour show. A little bit of everything.
Just
content for everyone.
After dark.
Nick, I think I consent to. I think I consent. Oh. Speaking about consent, I just think like I think I consent to never need to give you consent.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, just want to clear that up.
Okay,
I just want to clear that
up. Call me,
yeah, like
just call me Mother God.
Yeah. I want that. Yes. Hashtag no consent. Oh my god, that's what it's gonna be like with me and you, Nick. Like Nick, I just want you to come up, grab my ass, and that's fine. But I'm giving you consent to like all future consents.
Just do it.
Like it's just one consent pass. Yeah, this is like the ultimate consent pass. Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. Just wanted to lay that down. Just wanted to lay down the pipe before you do.
Somebody please clip that so I have that for my attorney.
You know, you did something offensive to me on stream today. You ignored my phone call.
We'll talk about that after Jersey Man, Florida Man. You guys ready to play?
Absolutely.
Apparently.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get into Jersey Man, Florida Man, wanted to interrupt real quick. So we got on recording Sarah going off on me for the stream at Epcot earlier that day. It's really funny 5 minutes. So I wanted to include that in the episode. There was no way to really edit it in. So here it is. There's some raw, it's really unedited. So you'll hear a little bit of background noise and whatnot, but you'll kind of hear what the in-between segment conversations go like. And if you want to see them, don't forget to just join our Patreon for as low as $2 a month. And you can watch us record the entire episode live, or you can subscribe to our TikTok for $2.99 a month and do the same. All right. So here it is. Sarah's rant. Enjoy.
Oh, sorry. No. Because I have to beat the clock, Scott. That's what it is. Because you would love this. I got frustrated with my husband this morning because I had to cut across all the lanes of I-4 to get to a Starbucks that he said was on one side of the road, but it was actually on the other side of the road. He's going to kill me for saying this. And I was very frustrated with the whole thing. And I'm like, I have to beat the clock because Scott says whatever. Throwing the finger at me because Scott says that we have to be on Soarin' at 9:35, like it's a whole thing. All right, but let me tell you, I wake up at 5:30 for my everyday job, and now I've come to the conclusion that on Wednesdays I have to wake up at 5 so that I can get myself ready and then get the girls ready to leave to go to school on time to make it to you in time for the first whatever it is that you have scheduled for the day. Just saying, I totally understand Abby. I really do. And then I was angry at myself because I forgot to do one thing, and I was like, I'm totally thrown off my entire schedule, and now I have to wake up even earlier. So this is my job, Scott. Anymore. I just want you to know. I hope so. Dang it. Oh my goodness. The way you made me feel. We were at over 100 viewers and I accidentally said Instagram and we went down to 50 viewers and you're like, thanks, that's your fault. You did that. You're supposed to say, and then people started commenting. No, you have to say IG, FB, YT. I'm like, and I'm not allowed to have a mimosa. So I started saying, hey, Scott, I'm going to get an MIM. Yeah, I know. What? Can the TikTok AI bots freaking spell too? Like, really throw me off. So anyways, and then he says that you can't have any branded drinks on live, yet I'm walking out with my champagne glass and I see the gimbal go from me to immediately away from me because I'm double fisting mimosas. So
I'm watching the live stream today. And
I'm still gonna drink. Yeah,
constantly.
You know what happened?
The sky was beautiful.
Oh damn it! my fucking pen.
See? Is that like a year-old coffee right next to your inhaler?
We got an inhaler. We got little scissors. This is like Eddie Neeson's nightstand.
All right. So this is the book that I told Nick I'd send him a couple weeks ago. This is a note that I told my employee I would check into it for, which a couple weeks ago. Again, here's a credit card which I should probably move. This is barbecue sauce from my Chick-fil-A that I had tonight. But I will admit, this is my dinner from this weekend because Emily wasn't home and I have not cleaned anything up.
Oh my goodness.
That's Ellen DeGeneres down there. Good old Ellen.
So what's up with the camera?
I think fell off.
It's just hanging around.
It fell off.
Oh. Alex, if you could somehow put that whole Sarah rant in the episode, that would be amazing.
There we go.
That was amazing. I did okay. So no, you saying Instagram had nothing to do with it.
That
I
was
just thought it was
real.
really, really funny. Because
you said something an hour later, like, oh, by the way, I really don't think that it had anything to do with you, but just say it. And you're not allowed to say that. Yes, right. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Two things before we get
Captain.
Started. Please model your. Charles wants to know what spirit that is.
It's the 2023 Orange Bird Flower Garden spirit jersey.
And then Michael X wants to know when his mug's coming.
Ryan, how long?
I did just give him his first giveaway.
Yeah, I know. I gotta do that. I always forget. And Jaws Roberts.
Jaws' bag. Oh my fuck! That was like 8 months ago.
It wasn't that. Well, listen.
I think it was back when our old logo. So you lucked out, Jaws. You don't have to.
You got your 250.
Wow, you have an entire chat full of people that are just naming stuff that you still owe them.
Trading card. You didn't win a trading card. Just send it again.
Just send more money.
All right, here's jersey.
Oh, Chris is asking when he's going to get his dignity back.
Nick's dick. Longhorn gift card. Okay.
Where's my kiss, Chris?
Here's jersey man, Florida man.
Trying to convince Emily to take a 2-hour trip out to the world's largest buffet on Friday. I don't think she's going to say no. The world's largest buffet when you're pregnant?
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Yes, Scott, I'll do my segment this week. Just stop crying. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was on the phone. Hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week in the Disney parks. I figured why not go ahead and get this whole midlife crisis thing started and start doing live TikTok streams from the parks. Apparently we can't do it the old-fashioned way and just get a yellow Corvette and a girlfriend half our age, or 10th of our age in Scott's case. So here I am wearing a stupid Spirit jersey and a glittery hat with Mickey ears on it, looking like a total goober while I talk to my imaginary friends on my phone. Speaking of goobers, there's Scott. Jesus Christ, he's wearing a Chiefs jersey with the name Swift on the back of it. I know you only have one ball, but my God, you need to start acting like a man. Scott, you look tired. Did your wife accidentally mistake you for the pool boy again and jump your bones last night? At your age, your wife really needs to be careful jumping your bones. I'm sure osteoporosis is an issue by now. Well, we're waiting for Chris to get here. Scott wanted to try to start his own new TikTok craze where you play theme music when somebody shows up.
Oh, gosh.
So now I'm here with a boombox waiting for Chris to show up so I can press play. Oh, wait, here he comes now. Ready? Damn it. Sorry, Chris. I played my ringtone for you. Wait. I got it now.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well.
That's not right either. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Oh, wait. Here comes Sarah. I got to play her song now. Wait. That's not it. That's just from a set list Chris sent me. Man, I'm really bad at this. Well, looks like Sarah's drunk off her ass. She must have been doing that Jew math on bottomless mimosas again. Sorry, Sarah. That's not Jew math. That's alcoholic math. Or Scott math. It's the same thing. But with Sarah here, I guess the kids had early release. From what I've heard, it sounds like Scott's had early release for years now. Oh, here comes Nick. I nailed that one. Yep. Oh, Nick's got Piper with it. I haven't met Piper yet. Hello, Piper. How are you? Well, it looks like we're still working on the bad words thing. Oh, Lord, here's somebody I haven't seen in a while. I have to have a real awkward conversation. Let me walk away for a minute. I'm good. How are you? How are your kids? CPS didn't take them yet? Oh, you moved closer to an ER? That's probably a good idea. You like these or just sweatpants? How's your fake medical job? Oh, it's going okay. Nobody's really noticed that you're gone. Yeah, Chris misses you most. But hey, I gotta go do a thing. It was nice running into you. Oh, I hate awkward conversations. Well, it doesn't seem like this whole streaming from the park thing is going to work out for me. I think I'm going to try doing 2-second TikTok videos from my shower. So while I go do that, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. And for our first story, a man can't keep his restaurant open due to strong odors and flies. And for our second story, a man shoots his Facebook friend in the butt.
Oh.
What a return, by the way. What a comeback.
Yes. Yeah. He's always on his A game when he misses a week. Okay. Sarah, you've got shot in the butt and restaurant due to flies. Which one do you think is which?
Guns, Florida, 100%.
Lock it in. Okay. Nick?
I'm actually going to go to Flies, Florida, just because we had a really odd conversation going on in a travel agent book about a mysterious bug at Disney World.
Oh, Nick or Chris?
I was going to say friend getting shot in the butt, Ohio, but since that's not an option, I'll do that one for New Jersey, because I feel like maybe an old person died in a restaurant. I went really morbid and dark with that one, but I think that might be it. So for Florida.
Okay. This is a tough one for me because I think that, there's a lot of heat, flies in Florida, the fruit flies and all that. But I agree with Sarah. If it's got to do with guns, Florida. So I'm going shot in the butt, Florida.
So our first story is from New Jersey, where a fast food franchisee is declaring bankruptcy after his deteriorating restaurant was left open for months, finally being shut down by the health department. Health inspectors found broken light fixtures, faulty sinks, holes in the wall, missing ceiling tiles, and roof leaks. The inspector noted that one of the leaks trickled directly into cooking oil in a deep fryer and onto a table where meals were prepped. There was also an infestation of flies and a very strong odor. Though experts are saying it's still more sanitary than the carpet in Chris's office. So that means our second story is from Florida, where a 44-year-old man showed up to his Facebook friend's house and shot him twice because they had a political argument. I actually have audio of the shooting. It's a funny sounding gun. And in other news, Australia's most sexually active woman is revealing that she set a goal of 365 sexual partners in 2024. I sent her sophisticated gentleman's email. Finally, a woman he has a chance with. I guess we all know what Scott will be Googling after the podcast. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan.
That was fantastic.
Bravo.
We talk about my neighborhood a lot. I really don't like my neighbor. Always complains about the dogs barking too loud, or, we don't really clean up the poop. It was like the people come and clean the poop twice a week. So he complains about the smell. He's written a letter to the HOA, and the HOA pretty much told him it's their yard. They can do whatever they want. Nick, do you like your neighbors?
I do. We have a nice little neighborhood chat, a group chat with 4 different houses. Yeah. But our best friends actually moved in. I talked to them, I think, on After Dark a couple times too. But so they moved in 5 houses away from us. So it's a good couple.
Everyone's dream.
Exactly. It was amazing. So long story short, the one guy, Chad, dated Sean back in like the 90s or 80s or something, because we're both old.
Okay.
And then reconnected when they went to go to adopt. But our neighbors have a 6-year-old boy as well. So he's like 5 months younger than Piper. And we get together and hang out all the time so the kids can play and stuff. And that's cool. Yeah, it's always fun. They're the best neighbors. They helped, which I should have done a Move On Gay for this too. But earlier in the day, I spent some time in the ER. So thank you for asking. I'm doing a little bit better.
Thank you for asking.
How are you feeling, Nick?
Oh, thanks for asking.
Alex cut his little line out and let me ask it for the first time.
No, don't cut that. So I had to go to the ER Saturday. It was not something I had to do, but I just felt like I needed to. My body's basically shut down on me because I turned 40 this year.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Problem solved. I mean, mystery solved. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like I should have just saved the $300.
Should have just texted Scott.
You're turning 40, because literally I stumped the doctor because they couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. I'm basically just having a lot of fatigue right now. I have like barely any energy. I took 3 naps in one day last week.
That's low for me.
It's amazing.
Chris, I think you're
Chris
fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're fine.
This is every day. But yes, so thank you for asking. I am feeling a little bit more energy today. Still feeling some weird body fatigue stuff happening. But so later that night, we decided to go down to my neighbor's house. And
real quick, Nick, were you in the ER or the ED?
So funny story. There really is a thing called the ED. Because I looked everywhere, and I sent you guys.
I have it.
I sent you guys. Did I send you pictures? I was going to take pictures.
You sent me a picture of a D.
I got the D, but not the ED.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of ED. So they do call it the ED. Apparently, like all of the paperwork says like ED at the top on their computers and everything. Nothing says ER. Fun fact. Somebody was right.
Interesting.
Somebody learned something at school. So, can I? So back to my neighbors. So they had a friend in town, and we went over for dinner that night and let the kids play and stuff too. And usually the kids are 6, so we just kind of let them run around and make a mess and everything. And I and Sean and our friend decided to take some edibles, and we decided to double our normal dosage, which normally I do a 5 milligram edible. For me, it just kind of calms me down. I had one right before the podcast, and I feel amazing. But I took 10. So 10 just kind of, 10 milligrams kind of calms me down a lot. That I have like random focuses. Like I can focus on like...
It's probably like the scene from Wolf on Wall Street when Leonardo DiCaprio thinks he's driving great, but not really.
Probably.
And he has to crawl into the house.
Probably. So we decided... Instead of the kids playing by themselves, let's play with them. And it's something that
Scott lives by that same rule. Sorry.
In a different way. Play games. So it's not only something that we do, like occasionally we'll help them build a fort or something like that. And we had them build a fort, and this time they were playing down the basement. And one by one, a couple of us went down there. So the kids put us in jail.
Oh.
Piper was very bossy. She's a very angry,
power hungry
lesbian working at jail. The boy Ezra, he was very polite.
Good cop, bad cop.
Like,
I love it.
He's like, "We'll get you guys out of here soon. We promise."
I love how realistic.
It was the cutest thing ever, and like. All of us were just having the best time, just laughing so hard at it and just having so much fun with the kids. And like, it made me realize, like, I've talked about edibles on the podcast before, but for me, edibles have been very euphoric in a sense. It kind of sparks different positive thoughts in my life. And it was just a fun core memory that I felt I built that night of being put in jail. And then all of a sudden I sent you guys a video. My friend Chad that's in jail with me, he asked the guard for Doritos, and he brought us Doritos.
Wow.
So yeah. So it's a really fun prison when you're playing with your kids. So yeah, so we had jail, and they were throwing balls at us and everything. I think I made a TikTok video about it too. It was just such a funny night that I wasn't planning. I wasn't planning to go.
Then after the kids went to bed, there were more balls being thrown.
Yeah.
Like, and then did you still like role play in jail? Like all of you just dropped soap.
Yeah. For like, kids, go to bed now. It's our turn to play jail.
It's our turn to play jail.
But it's just something that, like that night, like I said, it was a very euphoric night. Like when I get high, I have really fun like focuses, and I focus on positive things in my life. And this is something we can get into after dark too. But there was one person visiting our friends Chad and James that used to be a friend of mine, and he's no longer a friend of mine. We've kind of separated our ways, and he was down there in town visiting, and that's the reason I didn't want to go down, was because of him. And I worked past that. I said hi to him, and I didn't talk to him the entire night, but I just focused on the positive things that were happening. And I noticed like he's in the room with me and everybody else is down in the basement, and I'm like looking at my phone and I look at him and I'm just like, bye. So I went downstairs, he stayed upstairs, and I just had the best time from it. So
see, Nick, if you were mature, you would have made an anonymous email and sent him what you really thought.
Yeah. I thought about doing it, Jack, and Jane. So it made me think too, and like, I know, have you guys watched Bluey as a parent? Just watch it by yourself.
I'm familiar with it.
Or even not as a parent.
I dabble.
Bluey is the most incredible show, and we started watching it probably later than we should have, because I know Piper's watched it for a while, but as an adult, watch it. Like, I love seeing the chemistry the parents have with the kids and how interactive they let the kids and use their creativity and everything. And I just feel like sometimes I let Piper wants to build a fort, and I'm like, no. And that night was just a yes night. So I encourage you, Chris, as an upcoming father, have yes nights.
I like that.
And then they turn it. Yeah.
I like that.
And then
rule.
they turn into Abby's age, and then Scott tells how that is, because I'm nervous.
Yeah. No, most of it's fine. You just have to control the attitude.
After the podcast, Scott's going to go to Rachel and be like, I think we should start having yes nights, me and you.
I've tried that. It doesn't work. Nick, it's funny you brought up the gummies. So my wife's job, it's now allowed, and that's what's been kind of holding us back. So she just ordered a whole thing of gummies. I was hoping that they'd be here for tonight so that I could do my first one with you guys, but maybe next week.
Pop your cherry.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. I'm excited. I don't know what to expect.
Get them from like a gas station?
Yeah. The Harboros.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure you were safe.
Yes. Thank you.
Not trying to buy them in a random parking lot next to Disneyland like I tried to do.
Nick, you got a travel update for us?
Yeah, it's people are waiting till today to book their spring break trips, and spring break's a month away. So it's good for me, but please plan ahead on your trips. There's a lot of people that try to come to me with high expectations and very low budgets, which is very hard to do last minute. So I encourage you to book your trips early. I always tell my clients, book your trip as early as possible. I can apply promotions and sales and offers to those promotions even after you book it. So if the price drops, I'll get you the cheaper price, but typically prices go up, people. Flights book up, which means the prices skyrocket. So don't be that person and wait till the last minute. But if you do, please contact me. I'll be working the rest of the week. But other than that, big news from Royal Caribbean they just announced this week is that the second Icon class ship is coming out called Star of the Seas. So they have the world's largest cruise ship. So this one's probably going to be larger than the last one.
Looks unsinkable, Nick.
I'm sure it's gonna sink sometime, but
I'm gonna make that joke until it does happen.
Yeah. It's an amazing ship. So I'm hoping once it comes out, that means we'll have some cheaper prices on Icon, because Icon is very pricey right now. But happy to get you booked on a cruise or vacation. If you want to go next week, I'll book it. Call me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nick. And you can connect with Nick. You can email him, sandpipervacations.com. Tell him that the No New Friends podcast sent you, just like he said.
Alex, I think I joked about death too much this episode. You ever just feel like a cleanse from No New Friends?
Oh, yeah, always. Every Wednesday after I get done editing the podcast, I need to cleanse.
Yeah, just like a little bit of family-friendly content, right?
Something wholesome.
You have a recommendation?
Our other podcast, Diz His, the Disney History Podcast, I think would be a great alternative.
Do I have to like Disney?
I mean, it helps.
All right, well, because I love Disney.
Well, that's really good. That's a good start.
Where can I listen to this podcast that I record with you?
Well, our podcast comes out every Tuesday, but if you want, you can also go to our YouTube channel, Diz His Pod, and we have all of our past episodes up on there. We also are on all social media under Diz His Pod. We do post every week, and we also have our own Patreon, just like No New Friends.
Really? I'm going to have to go check this podcast out that we do together.
Yes, I would love if you listen to our podcast once in a while.
Alex, what do you got coming up on Diz His this week?
Well, thanks, Scott. So this week on Diz His, we had a couple of guests help us go over the history for one of the best DCOM films, which is Disney Channel original movie for all you Disney buffs. And we went over Luck of the Irish, which is a very fun film. Just asked Chris. He watched it for the first time in forever. And he was originally upset about watching it, but afterwards he was happy because it's a really fun film. And this was a good episode because we had two guests on this episode. We had a husband and wife who, the wife, she's a part of the happiest podcast on earth. And together, the husband and wife, which are named Melinda and John Riley, they now have a new podcast called Mickey and the Mouse. So check those podcasts out and check us out with our guests when we went over the Luck of the Irish, which was pretty fun.
Thank you so much, Alex. Chris, do you have any cliff notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
So we started off the podcast. Scott told us he cried to get out of a fight with his wife. Pretty smart. Other things Scott cries during include, but are not limited to, the end of Marley and Me. It makes sense. The end of Titanic. And the end of Lincoln when he passes the 13th Amendment.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Never seen a grown man cry that much. It was sad. I almost felt bad. Sarah talked about how she has her moments where she can be a pain in the ass. I can tell you, so does Nick, and it is amazing.
You're welcome.
Scott said it was cool that someone came up to him when he was streaming and said, "Hey, we're watching you." The last time someone said that to Scott in the middle of his stream, he was arrested for indecent exposure.
We're gonna have streaming jokes for like days now.
I know. It is kind of ironic how your stream just cuts off randomly and it's just not consistent on TikTok, Scott. Scott said you finally made it when you have a zoo segment on your show.
Yep.
He said that just happened to us the other night. Now, I could have sworn we had a snake on this show for a while.
Wow.
Way before that. Way before that.
Oh, my goodness.
But I guess not. Nick talked about how he was experiencing new fatigue and soreness throughout his body. I guess he is getting old because he must have forgotten that new position we tried on Sunday. That's why, Nick. Come on. Nick asked us if we've ever watched Bluey. The only Bluey that Scott watches is the color of his balls changed to on a weekly basis.
Wow.
Scott talked about the person who Scott talked about how the person who emailed us is a child. No wonder he's trying so hard to find their true identity. And lastly, Scott was talking about how he was called out for exploiting women for likes and views. Now, I want to say that is not true at all. His exploitation of women has never resulted in likes or views. And those are my cliff notes.
That was really good.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Thank you so much, Chris. Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
Oh, Old Soul Thrift on the IG. I'm allowed to say that here, right? The Instagram.
Yeah, you can say it on the YT.
Yeah.
I just started following you, actually.
I know, I noticed.
Yeah, it was weird, and I felt really bad.
I know, because you sent me a message the other day, and it was on that account, and I was very confused.
Yeah.
Yes, Old Soul Thrift on the Instagram.
And Nick, what are your socials?
I have all the social security numbers. Social security checks coming pretty soon because I turned 40 this year. My Instagram is Sandpiper Vacations for the travel agency, and then my personal Instagram is Emotional Support Guy Nick. All one word.
Love it.
Find me, follow me.
Chris, what about you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Chris Yaw if you want updates on like every couple months. I have a really good post. Get the average 100 likes or so. You want to be one of those 100? Follow me on there. It's public. But now I'm a little bit more active on TikTok. You can follow me at Chris Yaw NNF.
Perfect. And you can connect with Darren.com. Then you can connect with all of us directly to me. All of our social media links are right there on our website. I should probably put everybody else's socials on there too, not just the main one. But NoNewFriendsPodcast.com. Follow us on the TikTok where Sarah Lewis, Darren, and I go live every Wednesday morning at about 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from the Orlando theme parks. While you're on our website, check out our really sweet merchandise and become a friend with benefits, a Patreon member, and watch us record these entire things live. You get the announcements like After Dark coming back this Wednesday exclusively on YouTube. They got the announcement ahead of time and a really funny video. You didn't get to see it. You just got to hear my voice doing that. So join our clubhouse. It's worth it. Promise you. And if you, anywhere that you listen that allows you to do a review and a rating, please give us a 5-star rating and a review. We love that kind of stuff. It really helps us out with the algorithm. On behalf of Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, bitches.
No new friends, just the old and the bold. In the world of games, we're the ones who hold. Scott, Chris, Sarah, and Nick, a tale to be told. Welcome to the podcast where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds.